Great to see everybody. Welcome to one of our Soul Family calls and welcome to Facebook. Great to see everyone. And, I want to talk about the inner witness actually today. I talked about it yesterday and kind of got in the mood to talk about it further. If you heard me yesterday in the QA for Shift Network, I talked about it a little bit there. So, we're in the eye of a storm, aren't we? And we really want to get a grip and feel grounded and not anxious or, kind of all over the map. And how do you do that, right? So the first thing, of course, is to meditate. The second thing is get plenty of sleep. That's critical. And if you don't meditate, you won't sleep right. Remember not to meditate past 5 or 6 p.m. It takes the edge off your need for sleep and will interfere with your sleep during the night. So you want to meditate when you first wake up in the morning, and then maybe around 4 or 5, a little shorter meditation. I'm having some connection issues. Hold on just a minute here. All right, we're talking about the inner witness. So what is it? Well, that's that part of you that when you meditate properly is more pronounced than your anxiety part of you, the restless mind part. And you have to cultivate it. You have to work on it. It's not something that will stay vibrant for you unless you polish it. And can't you always tell if you skip meditating in the morning? Don't you feel kind of spacey or anxious by midday? That's your energy field in your body and your mind saying to you, go meditate so that you'll feel connected and calm. What are some other ways to get that feeling? Taking a walk outside, preferably not in traffic. That's not the most restful thing with cars whizzing past you. I'm thinking more of you in a park, or you in a woodland, or you in a rural area, even a quiet neighborhood. Something where you're, and I'm guilty of this, where you're not looking at your phone the whole time, but actually just hopefully kind of just being at peace with nature. So we have to take account of the fact that these are very different times. I am so sick of the word unprecedented. It used to be seldom used, and now, oh my God, it's in every paragraph. I'm sure you, like me, have gotten dozens, if not hundreds of emails from every business that you ever thought of doing business with, telling you that due to these unprecedented times, they are A, closing their door, or B, cutting back on their services, or C, letting all their employees go. I just got a real surprising one just an hour ago. I got an email from the Ojai Valley Inn, that iconic 5-star resort in Ojai, where I frequently hold events, telling me they were closing their doors for an indefinite period, no notice on when they will reopen. What else can a big hotel do, right now? What else can they do? There aren't going to be enough guests. They probably are in a very awkward spot of thinking about, if they ask their employees to come to work, if they're putting them in a dangerous working environment. That's something I'd be very concerned about if I were an employer. So, what can they do except shut their doors? So let's talk about what we can do. Again, the first thing you want to do is meditate. Second thing you want to do is make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. The third thing is to get outdoors, even if it's just long enough to take in the blue sky or see the snowfall or connect with the rising or setting sun, but always connect with nature. The more you connect with nature, of course, the better. Just do the best you can. the next things you can do, you're probably sick of hearing on every TV channel you click on, is to social distance. It's key. It's key. This is the time to stay home, honestly. And I've been saying that for a couple of weeks, and I know that my level 4/5s met with me several weeks ago as I told them that we wouldn't sadly be having a reunion in May. And everybody seemed really surprised. Well, flash forward 2 weeks, no one's surprised. I was just a little ahead of the times. Of course, we just have to look at what's happened in China and South Korea and see what to do and what not to do. You want to do what the South Koreans did. They immediately shut their whole country down and all went indoors and nipped it in the bud. In the US, we're a little slow here, putting it mildly. So do your part, no matter what age you are, from 8 to 80, stay inside. Don't resist the urge to go out and shop or mingle or anything, really. Protect yourself and protect your loved ones. It's that simple. So I thought that we could maybe have a little fun today and talk about all of the things that, because of course there's several linings here. I'd like to talk about all the things we've discovered in the last week that are surprisingly fun things to do. I'll bring a few panelists up to kick this around, and then I'll do a guided meditation in a little bit. Let me go look for my panelists and my participants here, and bring a few people up to talk about, be great to share a few moments with some folks. I'm just gonna call on a couple people. I just want to know what silver linings you found thus far from this behavioral change that's been demanded of you. Here in my own case, I'll tell you that I had really gotten away from cooking, and now I'm fully 100% back into it. Hi, Hillary. Back into cooking 100% because, can't go out to restaurants and can't pick up takeout. So that's been a novel thing for me. I am thinking about putting a vegetable garden in. That sounds like way fun to me. Who's had time to do that in the last 20 years, right? I've had more time to clean my house because I have less commitments out of the house. So I've had actually more time to vacuum and dust. And again, this has just been complete entertainment to me. So I've talked to other people who are talking about puzzles and games and music. I would love to find time to play the piano. I would love to find time to watch more good documentaries, more movies. So I'd like to hear from our Hillary. What if anything, have you found a new behavioral change that all of a sudden you thought, well, this is kind of fun?
Well, I think it's a balance of fun because it is a new way of being and doing. We're learning to slow down. We're enjoying each other more. I can tell you that working from home, we sent my whole company home, 2,000 plus people around the world. And what we discovered is we all really miss being connected to each other. So I think we have a lot of gratitude, which is fun. We've been doing a lot of things differently. So we've been taking more time for personal check-in, and that's been really fun. I think we feel like we see a window into each other's lives because we're all communicating virtually through technology. So we're seeing each other's children. They're coming sit on our lap. They're at home. They're going to school. We're seeing their pets, the pet parade. We're having virtual dance parties. I think we're doing everything we can to make it fun.
Wait a minute. I got to hear about the virtual dance party. Tell me about that.
So one of our creative directors, Kelly Kenny in New York, just spontaneously decided, and this is the great thing about what we have with social media and technology, she just put out a notice on Monday morning, the first day of full work at home for all of us and social distancing, for a virtual dance party. She created a playlist. We all went on just like Zoom, like this, a different technology we use, but and we all danced together by ourselves to an awesome playlist, and it was so much fun. We checked out each other's dance moves, and truly, I mean, put a giant smile on our faces in a day where we were all feeling a lot of fear and anxiety about the unknown. So we could do a virtual
Uh-huh.
dance party.
Uh-huh. No, that sounds like way fun. Hey, I just want to pick up a question I see from Lynn from Weaverville, North Carolina. She says, I do massage therapy and energy healing. I'm wondering your thoughts about continuing to see clients in a controlled environment. Oh, no, Lynn, don't do that. That would be very high risk for your clients, not to mention you. So yeah, no, we don't want to be, the last thing we want to be doing is seeing people period. You can just put a period at the end of that sentence. It's just not a good idea. So imitate San Francisco. They've got the right idea. The rest of the country is limping along. They'll get there, but there'll be a lot of deaths in the meantime, which will be very, very sad. Could be someone you know, or your grandmother, or a friend of yours, or someone who's younger than you. As you can see, this particular war we're in, there are, it's not age restricted. It's definitely not age restricted. So yeah, the last thing I would do is urge any single one of you to see anyone. Not safe, but great question. So how about Michelle? Michelle, what silver linings have you found thus far? And let's give a big thanks to Hillary here, who had some great ideas.
Yeah, I love that dance party. That's awesome.
Yeah, me too.
Deborah, I think what I have found is my kids being home. They're 15 and 13. And we have been working on life skills. I know that sounds silly, but with them being in sports and constantly active in academics and music, and we've been sadly lacking in how to do laundry, how to work the laundry machine, how to do the dryer, how to run the dishwasher, how to cook simple meals.
I had a whole lesson last week on how to run the dishwasher and the laundry equipment. It was pretty embarrassing. I'm like, well, where do you put the soap in? And
so yeah, we've been doing a lot of that with our kids. And our 15-year-old has his driver's permit. So my husband takes him out, and
plenty of time to do that.
Oh yeah, and it's just the two of them, just
you could drive up a storm.
Yep.
How funny.
Those are some fun things we've been doing. So yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, no,
the silver lining has been great.
When this first happened, I have a lot of people that come into my space every day, and I can't say that the first thing, I always know what I'm thinking. I hope you guys do. That's a sign of consciousness, by the way. So you actually know what you're thinking. And I heard myself think, oh, won't it be fun to be alone here? I heard that. Mm-hmm. And then as the press of a lot of commitments started to be pulled down, especially by the end of last week and the first of this week, I remember hearing myself think, oh, won't it be fun to have a minute to, plant a garden? So this could be an amazing, it's probably going to be no shorter than, frankly, 6 months, if you want my hunch. And probably with a couple of surges, maybe as long as, off and on for 18 months. It could be quite a life-changing experience for us that's beneficial. We just want to survive it, though. And so to survive it, you do need to really pull back on social contact. So great, Michelle. You and Hillary just look terrific. Let's go to Gordon and see how he's holding up here. Hey, Gordon, what silver linings have you found?
I love being at home. I just love it. I absolutely love it.
We'll probably never go back.
Yeah, so I love being here. I love sleeping in until whenever I feel like waking up. I'm cooking. I'm just kind of hanging out, and it's just really nice.
Isn't that funny?
I really kind of needed this for a long time, so I'm very grateful. And I've also realized that I'm very grateful for the institution I work for, because they sent all non-essential people home at the end of last week. There's a lot of people that do what I do in other organizations in this city that are still working.
Now, can you do any of your work from home, or are you?
Yeah, I can do some basic stuff. No, I can do some basic stuff. So I'm not like laid off or anything.
Uh-huh.
I just can't do everything. I can't do procedures and things like that. But I can do some of the computer stuff that needs to be done.
I think we're going to be surprised when we hear from people that a lot of them are silver lining folks like we are.
Yeah.
How about you, Ardell? And great to see you, Gordon, by the way. Great to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
Ardell, you're muted.
As a retired person, it's embarrassing how much I already get a chance to do. But things have been a little challenging weather-wise, and in my partner's situation, with they closed the school on Wednesday, and all schools, kids evaporated very quickly. So it's left a lot of questions for what is everyone going to do. We have a committee here in town that was initiated by actually our chief librarian, inviting people online to volunteer, to be available to get deliveries for seniors who can't get out. Perhaps some childcare for families who are just strapped, having their kids at home, but they still are working. So I haven't decided whether I will join in on that just yet. But the whole thing about, I saw somebody post, sleeping when I'm tired. There is no schedule to try to keep up with.
Yeah, that was Gordon's point.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful. That's a gift. Reluctantly, I have no more excuses for not getting at housework.
I had to really search the place for a mop. Took a half hour to find one. I thought, I'm sure it's here somewhere. No, I've been very entertained. These are the things I really have wanted to do for years, and there hasn't been time. So, you know, I'm like Gordon. Great to see you, Ardell. And Kathy, how about you?
It's been a puzzle together.
A puzzle. Oh, what fun.
Puzzle. And walking with me instead of walking solo these days. But it's I love having my kids at home and, you know, teaching. We're going to plant a garden, just kind of thinking about looking in the backyard where we're going to do it.
Oh, you too?
Yeah. And I'm inspired because of other people I know are doing it. But I'll tell you what's really nice is just where I live in a neighborhood, and I take a walk in all different areas, but just seeing families out together, kids riding bikes, just seeing dads out with their kids. I mean, everywhere we went, there was just kids laughing and just with their brothers or sisters and their parents. It was really sweet. Really nice to see.
Neat. Yeah, we can walk. Yeah, great to see you.
Fortunate to do that, yeah.
Yeah, and Harold is a new advanced student. Hey, Harold, very nice to see you there. You're muted. You have to unmute to say hi.
Here.
Great to see you. And have you found any silver linings yet this far in this experience?
Well, it's a lot easier to fit my meditation in, and I had been taking a bunch of online courses that I had fallen behind with, so I'm catching up with a lot of that stuff, and including the life force energy healing 1, 2, and 3. So
great. Yeah, and a lot of people here probably haven't had a chance to either do all of the course or those underlying courses or review them. And there's a great chance we got time. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I love to watch current documentaries as part of staying on top of the part of me that's wants to be an activist. And so I try to squeeze a couple in on the weekends, but now I have more time. So yeah, great, Harold. Very nice to see you. Thanks for coming. And Mary, how about you? You spending more time with your family now?
Yeah, more time with the family. My house is cleaner. Roger is gardening, and I've been gardening with him. But you know, one thing, yeah, and I haven't really done that. Like, he's been the gardener. But one thing I've started doing is finding more and more ways to do online events. Like as a musician, one of the things I've really wanted to do for years is to get a better audio system to record for video. And so I've been spending a bit of time doing that, and I'm going to try it out on a local 12-step group. All of our 12-step groups have gone online, you know, so that people can meet. I mean, that's something they really need. So, so I've done that. I got back to an Instagram gratitude too. I'd done that years ago, where I posted just a tiny little video every day on something I was grateful for, and it made a difference in my life. So I've started that again, just posting tiny little videos every day. It makes me feel better, and I hope it helps too, you know.
I bet, Mary, I bet. Yeah, no, see, every person has something here to contribute that's positive. I had originally thought to spend time working on all the information about the coronavirus on this call. And then by yesterday, I thought, you know what? We're just all overwhelmed with it. I don't know if you are, but I am. I never knew so much about any single virus in my life. I thought it was time for us to look at this from a different angle, from a more positive angle. Because really, if you build your energy field and you take care of your body, you're going to be way ahead here, way ahead.
God, I felt that. I felt like so many of the things we've learned over the last 5 years, everything from the whole online, being online and knowing how to operate a computer and do some stuff. It's just been huge.
How handy. You know, we're all prepped for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great to see you, Mary.
Yeah, you guys too, everybody.
And there's our friend Steve, who's already in the most advanced area of the U.S. in the Bay Area, and sheltering in place, huh, Steve?
Yeah, I rediscovered the beach.
Yeah,
I only live 2 miles from the beach, but usually I'm just driving by it, right? You know, you look at it, but now, you know, just to go down to the beach. We are hunkered down, but we are able to go out to exercise. So I'm getting out every day to either go on a trail or go to the beach. I have a hillside behind the house, and I have these big, huge trees. And once in a while, if I don't get down there, the ivy starts to grow all around it. And so I just grabbed those trees and took all the ivy off of them,
wow,
you know, and
neat.
just hugged the tree a little bit. So that was fun.
What a beautiful image.
On the difficult side is all my colleagues in the ballet, their season has been canceled. So they're going to be out of about 50% of their salary for the season, which is a big, huge hit. So, you know, it's a lot of hurt going on. We're very fortunate in this group for a lot of us retired. So I'm still working with the opera, but, you know, there's a lot of hurt going on, and, you know, the city's all closed down, all the shops, all the bars, all the entertainment. So, you know, that can't last long. I mean,
I saw your empty streets.
Yeah.
It can.
Yeah, they're going to be.
That's the thing. It can.
No, these without customers, these places are just going to be.
Oh, they'll go on. Yeah. Hey, a note to you about your colleagues. I spent a little time yesterday looking at what California's done for Employment Development Department for people that have been laid off. You might tell them to go check, because even if they're not fully laid off, I think you only have to be cut 20% of your pay or your time at work, and you qualify under those new EDD rules. And there's no waiting period now because it's considered an emergency.
Yeah, I'm going to be helping the players committee. I asked me to consult with them because I used to be the chairman of the players committee for many years, and so yeah, they're definitely going to need some.
Yeah, no, I'm real worried about people who are suffering in that regard. You know, who are really concerned about their next paycheck, their next meal, their next house payment, you know, their next rent payment. You know, that's scary. I think governments will have to mandate, you know, some kind of moratoriums here.
Yeah, I think
because otherwise the country would really collapse. I mean, they saw what happened in 2008, so
yeah,
that was very poorly handled too.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay for a couple of months. They're supposed to let the rents ride for a couple of months, but after that, I don't know how things are going to work. So.
Right. Well, maybe we'll get a breather in this in May.
Yeah.
You know, it might come cyclically where there's a peak,
Right.
and hopefully it's not. Hopefully that peak, it gets
Yeah.
flattened and it's not soon. So
Right.
like May, maybe time enough to generate some more equipment for hospitals and take the pressure
Yeah.
off of them a little bit. Not have happen here what happened in Italy would be our goal.
Right.
But I still don't see anybody in charge of that. I don't really see a leader who stepped up and has commandeered all of our automakers, for example, could all be making ventilators like we did in
Yeah.
World War II. I don't see anybody commanding that, and it could be done. This is, you know, this
It
is
might be a good time to finally get all of our infrastructure done too, which has
Yeah.
been putting off for like, you know,
Uh-huh.
decades.
right. And it'd be a great time to build some hospital rooms.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, we have other countries who've led by example here, most notably South Korea. We just need to be watching them. Well, good to see you, Steve, and keep us posted how it goes there. And I
Good to
think
see
you're
you.
lucky to be out walking on the beach. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
Yeah. Who have I not called on? I had someone who just, I think maybe lost their connection. Russell, I haven't seen you in ages. Maybe Russell can join us. And let me invite a few people to join us here and get some more take on what I'm looking for are silver linings. Give me a minute here. I wonder if my system's down. And while I'm waiting for some panelists, I see that Lynn says that she's been getting out and hiking, and it's been wonderfully nourishing thing for her to do. She said, I wonder what's it like to hike with others while keeping a distance. What are your thoughts? I think the powers that be are really encouraging us to do everything just with our family members or alone. That's what I would be aiming for. Nancy Neff says she likes the way the community is supporting us. The grocery store is hiring and restocking quickly. That's working out in your community, huh, Nancy? Let me see if I can get you. Oh, here's more panelists. Let's see if we can bring Nancy up. Hey, Ruth, how's it going on your side?
Very challenging. If you had asked me the end of last week to tell you a silver lining, I would have had a really hard time. Because I live alone, and now this is really, really alone. But some things have happened that have really surprised me. I have 3 grown children, 2 boys and a girl, and my daughter is nearby. We talk on the phone every day. The boys, they're great, but they could have been paying a little more attention to me over the years. And strangely enough, they've been calling me every day.
Well, they're thinking about you a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah,
no, I don't.
Other day.
How nice is that? There's a silver lining.
And I mentioned I had to give up, or I did give up my yoga studio membership. Mentioned that to my son. Told him I was doing an online yoga course. And he said, when are you doing that? Because he's working from home. So he said, I'd like to join you. So lo and behold, he and I do the online gentle yoga course this morning. Got to talk afterwards.
Where does he live?
He's in Denver, but about maybe half an hour away.
How nice.
And then he mentioned it to my granddaughter, who just graduated from college, is kind of out of work for a while. So she called me. She's so busy, she never calls me. She called me, we had a nice conversation, told her about the yoga. She said, oh, I would love to join you tomorrow morning. So
that's a pretty good sized silver lining. You've just had a whole family thing spark up. Oh, lucky you.
Yes, lucky me.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Well, you look great. You look healthy and happy. That's what I'm picking up. So wonderful. Wonderful to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's go to Suzanne. Hey, Suzanne. Hi there. What beneficial experience have you had?
Well, like most people, I have a stack of books this high that I've been waiting to read.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, the outside hiking, but we've had a lot of rain and some gardening. And then when I finish a book and I put a stack together and then I leave them on doorsteps of my girlfriends and say, here, you know, read them, pass them on, or give them back.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been mobile librarying and helping
Wonderful.
people stay busy, but I have so many books I wanted to get to.
How neat.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's great. You look healthy and happy too.
yeah, I'm feeling good. I mean, my daughter is calling me more too, Ruth, I have to say. She's in LA. And
well, she's probably anxious. Ruth, your kids are probably a little anxious
yes.
too.
Yes.
You know, and so they'll project it on their older parent or grandparent, but in fact, they're not too thrilled themselves. They're a little worried.
Exactly.
This does cause anxiety. There's absolutely no doubt about it. It does. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just any kind of radical change like this would. But this is particularly anxiety provoking because it's novel, as we keep being told. And so we don't really know how long or, you know, the incubation period. I mean, I've heard anywhere from 14 days to 24 to 34 from an epidemiologist in the county I'm in. You know, who wants to think that? I was a lot happier when it was 5. So, yeah, no, it's a lot of scary info. It's a lot of scary info. And so you want to be taking care of yourself all the time. You want to be focused in on staying balanced, staying grounded, staying connected to nature, staying calm, and staying meditated, not medicated. Meditated. Okay, let's go to Sue. Good to see you, Suzanne. Hey, Sue. What city are you in?
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
When I said, hey, Sue, Siri answered. Like, what, Deborah? And I'm like, no, not you, Sue.
I had a couple things I wanted to share. I have
go ahead.
a little library in my front yard. Do you know what I'm talking about? Those little boxes, and you put books in here. So I have a trunk full of books that people have given me, and people are coming by at all hours of the day and night taking books, and I can refill it. And so, like Suzanne said, my own little means of sharing reading material with others.
What a nice idea. Yeah.
And secondly, the same thing with jigsaw puzzles. I have friends who have jigsaw puzzles. They're leaving them on my porch. I'm returning them on their porch. And so we have that little sharing going on also. And the third thing I wanted to share was that on Saturdays, I volunteer typically at a thrift store where all the money that comes from the donated items that are sold are used then to help children's organizations. So since our shop is closed right now, we're all saying, clean out your house and come back with sacks and sacks of things that you want to put in the thrift shop that we can sell. So it's a great time to really go through your closets, your kitchen items, your whatever.
It is. That's another great idea that hadn't occurred to me. I don't know, I may not have that much time, but I'll try. I had no idea there was so much laundry. Goodness sakes. Oh, well, so good to see you, Sue. Thanks so much for coming. And let's go to Mindy. Hey, Mindy.
Hello.
Hi there. And you're outside Chicago.
Yep. Actually, I'm in a small town in Michigan, and I've got to say one of the silver linings I'm really starting to notice is to be out of my car. I have 3, teenagers, and I am just uber mom all the time, and I don't have to be running here and there and everywhere and picking people up, and it just really feels good to slow down. We opened our cottage early. That's on Lake Michigan. So after the girls do their online school, we head out there. We went for a hike yesterday and saw a fox. was so beautiful.
Oh,
and
I'm so envious.
I know, it was amazing.
I
So
love to see a fox.
yeah, and it's just, you know, me and the girls and just reconnecting.
Now
you
your
know.
husband's home, right? He's not still going in, is he?
No, he is, but he has a separate, you know, office where he doesn't work with anyone else. But yeah, he is going out just to and from his, you know, private office. But yeah, it's been good. It feels good to slow down and just,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's, I don't know if this is a little weird, but just preparing, just kind of having ideas of what I need versus what I want. You know what I mean? Like how can the meals and making sure that, you know, we have enough food and I don't know, there's some sort of, you know, survival. It probably will get really old really fast, but just kind of, you know, figuring out how to survive in this new, just adjusting to this new normal right now.
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned food because I thought I had done a pretty good job 10 days ago and sort of like pre-planning because I saw this pretty much coming. And then we ran out of food yesterday and I was like, oh my, and Eric, my husband's like, well, you know, what is there to eat? And I said, well, let's see here. We have 10 cans of organic chicken in a can. I said, it looks a little like tuna, brace yourself. And we had 10 cans of Kipper snacks and that's about it. Some crackers. I was like, oh my, I hope there's still something in the stores.
Yeah, time to get creative, right?
But there was.
Oh, good.
There was. Oh.
Yes, and you definitely were an early caller to be like, no, this is serious, people. And I really appreciate that because I did start.
Thank you, because I got a lot of flack for it.
I know. So
like, what are you worried about? Are you paranoid? And I'm like, no, you just have to see what, you just have to look at what happened internationally. And I mean, and do the math, it's going to happen here.
Right.
It's going to happen here. And I would have loved it if we'd had a more proactive government that had stepped in and had hospitals and ventilators, you know, being manufactured like 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks ago. That would have been the thing to do.
Right.
Instead of telling us everything's fine, we have it under control, which clearly wasn't the case.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of people believed that, and thus the panic now.
Well, and plus you need leadership, because even if you know what's wrong, if no one's leading, then nothing gets. I saw that Great Britain has just told their 3 big automakers, one of which is Ford, to start making equipment, which makes sense. It's really sad what's happened in Italy. There have been so many unnecessary deaths there. And it's just lack of equipment and lack of and personnel. And we should, one of the things I intend to do before the call is over is I want to do a meditation that focuses on our healthcare workers because they're on the front lines of a war. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what that must be like? I mean, incredible danger, horrible anxiety. They're afraid to come home. They have children at home. You know, what about their own kids? I'm sure you've seen these little moments on the news where they'll interview a healthcare worker, a nurse, or a doctor. I saw a woman yesterday saying goodbye to her 3 children. Anybody see that on national news where she put her 3 little babies in the car and sent them off to stay with relatives because she doesn't feel it's safe for her to come home every night from the hospital and expose her kids. Wow. So what a sacrifice she is making for us. I can't imagine. I don't think I have that kind of, I don't think I have that DNA. So I was very impressed.
Yeah, that sounds like a soldier, like going.
Yeah,
to the
doesn't it?
lines.
Yes, yes, for the duty for the flag, really. Yeah. All right. Well, great to see you, Mindy. And
thank you.
Yeah, and I'll go to the next caller. I saw somebody else here. It's Russell. Hey, Russell. Great to see you.
Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's so good to see you.
Yes, it's good to be seen. You know, I've been doing a lot of looking into myself. I listened to your Vedic thing yesterday, and I joined your Vedic class.
Oh, wonderful.
And, you know, I really started getting back into meditation because I was watching way too much TV. And, you know, I really kind of upset with all the hoarding. You know, if people
Uh-huh.
just go into stores and buy everything, and, you know, fights break out. So that was real hard for me to see our country just,
Uh-huh.
you know, certain people just get so afraid, you know, and I didn't want to be like that, you
Yeah,
know.
that's
so,
the whole toilet paper conundrum, yes.
yeah, you know, and,
Oh,
you
but
know,
I feel so sorry for people because they're so frightened. They're
yeah,
so
they
frightened.
really are. I
Yeah.
understand the fear
I do
because,
too,
you
because
know,
I'm feeling it.
yeah, and,
Yeah.
you know, I can understand families. I'm single, you know, so
Mhm.
it's easy for me to skip a meal or something like that. But if you got 3, 4 children, it's totally different, you know, and I
Uh-huh.
understand, you know, wanting to have food in
Yeah.
the house and toilet paper and all that stuff
Uh-huh.
because, you know, this is a scary time for,
Yeah, we're so spoiled. We never thought about it before, right? I mean, I bet there's not one person on this call that ever worried that they couldn't have some food next week.
yeah,
I mean, let's get real. We probably aren't worried about that. Mhm.
yeah.
Well, you look
But, you know,
wonderful.
it's really caused me to
Russell.
look inside, and I really got
Yeah.
really getting back into meditation again.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. You look great. You look
Thank
just
you.
great. And it's real fun for me to see you. You take
That's
care.
great to see
All
you
right.
too.
And Victoria, where are you, Victoria? Are you still in, you were in Pasadena last time I checked. Are you now in Santa Fe?
I'm now in Santa Fe,
Uh-huh.
having made a quick trip to Vilcabamba, Ecuador.
Oh, you
So
just fit
I-
that in, huh?
Yeah, so I was
God.
actually flying when things all hell broke loose.
Really?
But I was, I arrived in Atlanta early in the morning on Saturday. And it was
Uh-huh.
weird because TSA just said, okay, today's an easy day. Everybody just go through. Don't pull out your liquids.
Right.
Don't do this.
Yeah, just
And
go.
apparently later in the day, later in the day, everything, you know,
Uh-huh.
went wild. But I made
Yeah,
it back.
I had a student who told me that she was in Hawaii last week on the beach, and she and her husband decided no news was the way to go for the week. And I'm so envious, of course, because they
Yeah.
missed the whole thing. And then they said they went out to the airport to fly home from Maui, and they couldn't figure out why a bunch of people had masks on. And then this one man had a full, you know, the whole respirator thing.
Yeah.
And she said, they looked at each other and they said, I wonder what we missed. I wonder what's going on.
Yeah. No, it's interesting because when I flew to Ecuador,
Mhm.
maybe there were a few people with masks on.
Mhm.
And in Ecuador, they hadn't had any breakouts. I think they've had one or
Uh-huh.
two since then. But on the
Uh-huh.
way back, it was like lots of people had
Uh-huh.
lots of different types of masks on. But you know, to answer the question about the silver lining, there's so
Uh-huh.
many.
Oh,
But
really?
one-
Oh, tell us.
Well, one of them for me is that when I started out this trip, I had it all planned, right? I was going to see Deborah in Los Angeles. I was going to Vilcabamba. I was going to offer a retreat in Santa Fe at Easter. I was going to do this in May. And, you know, I had all these plans. Well, they're all blown up except for the very first one. But I had
plans,
the
right.
intention of just coming and being available to opportunities.
Mhm.
And so it's like each morning I wake up and I'm like, okay, what's the opportunity of today?
Well, good for you. That is a great attitude. And right there is a silver lining.
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
I perceive this as something that is going to irrevocably change us for the better.
Right. No. This is a gift from the gods, I'm telling you, to take us to the next level. A little on the harsh side.
But we needed it.
Yeah, we needed it. Yeah.
I'm used to living in a country which is, you know, first, second, and third world, where lots of people don't have toilet
Tell
paper.
everybody where you live. They may not know.
South Africa.
Right.
Out in the bushveld of South Africa. And so I know a lot of people who don't have toilet paper on a regular basis.
Right.
So just, you
Or
know,
food.
did a funny thing about that. Yes, food, all of that. And
Mhm.
yet, the people we work with are all growing, you know, they're growing vegetables. I just see this as something that's going to help.
Uh-huh.
The one thing that I always have noticed whenever I've come back to the States is that we have a certain addiction to consumerism. And I think this is a quick way to get over it.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's straightening us out. It's taking us right down to ground zero.
Right.
Well,
right.
great to see you.
Yeah. Can
I'm
I have
almost
one more silver
yeah, no,
lining?
please go ahead.
I got to read Mindy's book. Yay!
Oh, cool.
Great.
Yes, we're so happy for, just to give her a little pitch.
Yeah.
We just heard from Mindy Malone just a second ago, and her book is doing so well on Amazon, they actually sold out on the soft cover.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's brilliant. And
Isn't that exciting? Yeah, we're pretty excited.
yeah, so cool. Thank
Well,
you.
very good to see you, Victoria. And
You too.
I want to say hello here. I've got more people, but I've kind of run out of time. But I want to say hello to Marty. And Marty, you got one quick silver lining?
Oh, my cats love having me home.
That's a good one. I bet. I bet. I bet they're so excited.
They really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And good to see you. And Vedran, you got one real quick one sentence?
Hey everyone. Yeah, basically, I loved what you said that despite everything, like trying to reach higher consciousness, we can feel the fear in the air. And me personally, I went through the crisis in Serbia and Yugoslavia in 19th, where we
No,
went
just real
through,
quick, one silver lining, one thing you're
Yeah.
getting from this that's fun.
So basically, fun, it's going inward and really seeking the balance in every moment, being open in
okay.
the same time, but in the same time experiencing and feeling everything that we can feel through our personal lives and through lives of our
All right.
close ones.
That's a winner. Okay, good to see you. How about Cynthia?
All right. Hi, I'm actually planning to create another picture book on Google Books. You can go to Google Books and take your favorite photos and create a storyline. So
Yeah,
I've created one book and I really love it. So I would like to do that again.
Very cool. All right. That's a silver lining. How about Nancy?
Yeah, hi. Thanks for this. The friendliness of my neighbors. They could be 3 or 4 feet away when I'm walking down the sidewalk, but they're like, hi, how
waving
you
you
doing? You
down.
okay? And
Yeah.
same thing in the stores. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not crowded, but you go to the grocery store, you
Yeah.
don't get rice here because they don't have any, but they're at the next store.
That's
So
a really good point.
people are not really upset. Maybe it's because I don't live in a city and it's, there's lots of trees and
No, you're mentioning something important, Nancy, because I bet everybody on the call would mention how much friendlier people seem. And everybody is so concerned about your well-being. They're like, are you sure you're well?
yeah, are you okay?
Instead of, oh yeah, I'm fine. Like, are you sure?
Well, I think some of that is because we're not rushing as much.
Could be.
We're not get that thing done, get to the next, check it off my list, go. It's like the whole, everything is slowed down. And I
could very well be. You might be right, because look how different it is when you interact with someone on a busy city street in New York versus a slow little town like Ojai, and you know strolling down the street. People stop and talk to you and they don't even know you. Right.
Yeah, everybody's friendly.
Good point. Well, wasn't this fun? Thanks, Nancy. This was really, see, we can really have a good time. And by the way, community is one of the major secrets to all of this. So let's get together even more often and share our because what we're doing right now is we're sharing a vibration. We can all feel it. We'll leave the call feeling happy and safe, by the way. So let's just all close our eyes for a minute. Just do a short meditation. Just kick back, and first of all, we really want to connect with our guidance and all the guides, and we want to send our strongest sense of gratitude and vibration to our healthcare workers around the world, not just here in the US or in Canada, but around the world, those poor people that we see struggling to help people in Italy and other countries that we haven't even seen on the news. So let's really, really use our intentionality to support our worldwide, all of the people in the front ranks, the doctors, the nurses, the people that clean the machines and push the machines around on the floors in the hospital and let you in the front door of the place and do the intakes. It's all such dangerous work. They are dealing with this every day, all day long, and they don't have enough gowns or masks. I mean, it's just a horrific wartime condition. So let's really intend for their well-being. Just really sending a strong intentionality in that regard. And then just check into your own center and feel right now the center of you, down below your waist, see if you're breathing into your lower belly, because when we're anxious, we don't, right? We tend to get our breath up high in our chest. And so really intend for your focal point of your energy to be below your waist. Just take a couple of deep breaths in and out of your lower belly, and that takes you out of fight or flight. Takes you into a happy, balanced, at ease posture. Just breathing into that, and then intend for your legs to go all the way down into the ground, all the way through the floor wherever you are, and right into the ground like a tree. Just send your energy down all the way to the center of the earth. Just picture that hot molten lava, and just have that energy come right back up and right into your legs and right into your base chakra, right at the top of your legs. Just filling yourself with earth energy, just like you are a tree, that you are connected to the trees. Beautiful. And let's take our energy to our heart chakra. And just allow it to fill and expand and fill and expand, and just know how safe you are, how much you love yourself. And when you do that, how much you can send out that love to others. So we have to care for ourselves first. There's nothing wrong with that. We have to be strong and secure and in self-care before we can extend all that extra energy we have to other people. And then let's take our energy up higher, up into our throats where we manifest. Yeah, put your focus right on your throat chakra where you're going to manifest whatever it is you do best. Right now, it might be the laundry. It might be, honestly, it might be reading a book. Whatever you do best, you manifest through your throat. Helping your neighbors by giving them a cheery wave or calling them. Helping your family by giving them a call. So many things we can do right now to maintain our calm and share our calm with others. It's like yours is like a big ocean of calm. And it'll just vibrate right out of you like a stone in a pond. The ripples just go out to everyone around you. And when you send out that calm, it helps all those in your environment. And you're a big environment. You're not just in your home. You can influence the entire world. Beautiful. And now let's make sure our crowns are open. Go to the top of our head. Focus on your crown chakra and just intend for it to be open and full of light. Open and full of light. Beautiful. All right, let's open our eyes. And before we part, I just want to point out that if you're looking for something to do, I have a really good course starting on Shift Network here soon. If you want to check it out, you can, I sent a blog out not long ago today, a newsletter that's about holding your center in the face of a storm. And if you, there's a short video you can watch there. And if you haven't signed up for my Shift Network class, I'd love for you to come. If you're looking for something to do for 5 weeks, I'll tell you about it. And Tiffany will drop the link in here for me to the class itself. Most of you have probably taken either my meditation class, Learn to Meditate, and or my Sutra class. This is a continuation. You don't have to have taken one of those, by the way, to take this class. It's freestanding. It's all on its own. Oh yeah, there's the link. I see it there. It's in the chat window. I'd really like for you to come to this because it's it's Vedic, and I think you'll really, really enjoy it. So for one thing, we're all cooped up probably for that length of time. It is a virtual journey. It follows the path I took from Kathmandu to the Everest foothills, to the base camp of Everest, because that's where I stumbled on all this stuff initially back in my 20s. And so it's built around that journey. And you'll learn a lot of Vedic things, from astrology to Shapachavade, which is older than Feng Shui, and a similar body work, just predates Feng Shui, and a lot of content about the forest, because the Vedic seers were very big on the forest. Happens to be one of the main things you'll read about in the Vedas, is they were really connected to the forest. So I'd love to see everybody on it. It's going to start soon. And I really enjoyed being with you today. I think we should get together again real soon and just ramp up our good vibration this way, ramp up our energy. We're energy beings. And so whatever we're feeling and sensing is what we're sending out. So now as we depart this call, we're all going to be sending out a warm, balanced, like Hillary said, grounded, happy vibration. Okay, everybody, great to see you. Thanks so much for joining me. Stay healthy, huh? Take care.
Thanks, Deborah.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Bye-bye.